We have a tradition around here to have the panel make some predictions for the new year on a range of topics and under the heading often in error but never in doubt. Let's get to it. Politics first. Laura?
I think the highlight of the Democratic National Convention will be the speech by former President Bill Clinton. And I think for three Republican conventions in a row, Republicans will not hear from a former Republican president.
Now, that, of course, means the only living former presidents are the Bushes, so no Bushes?
No Bushes. If Jeb is the nominee, I think he wants to be his own man. And if Cruz or Trump or Christie, I don't see it.
Oh, interesting. My prediction on politics is it's going to be a three-way race. If Trump gets the nomination, there'll be an establishment Republican who offers an alternative to voters. If Trump doesn't get the nomination, somebody else, Trump, maybe somebody else, runs instead to show how mad they are at the establishment that chose an establishment.
But basically you're saying there are going to be two Republican/conservative
because
candidates.
the party is too split to hold it together.
Guarantee that Hillary...
Likely.
Really?
That's not actually part of my prediction, but yeah, I think that's
okay.
likely.
That's a new prediction. Michael, politics.
Nikki Haley's been a phenomenal governor of South Carolina. She's given the economy room to flourish. She's shown grace and leadership in crisis in South Carolina. She also understands the dynamic of the grassroots versus the establishment. When she ran for governor, she was opposed by a sitting congressman, a lieutenant governor, and an attorney general. Nikki Haley's the best qualified, and she will be the Republican nominee for vice president.
South Carolina's a pretty safe Republican state. Why not go for Ohio or Florida or something like that?
They need somebody who can show that they understand this divide between the grassroots and the establishment, somebody who's been a proven executive leadership, somebody who's shown the new face of the South and of the Republican Party. Nikki Haley's that person.
And a woman.
And a woman.
Kirsten.
Well, I'll take Susan's one step further and say sanity will take hold in the Republican Party and Trump will not get the nomination, and he will run as a third-party candidate claiming that he's been mistreated by the Republican Party.
And again, that would mean Hillary Clinton would win, if according to this.
Theoretically, yes.
And what about the possibility of a Democratic third or fourth party candidacy like Jim Webb?
If it happened, it's not going to impact the race in any way.
Okay. Sorry, Mr. Webb. Economy, Laura.
I think, once again, we'll see median income in the United States not peak since its 1999 levels. I think, once again, in the economy, we'll see a trade deficit with China that is exceeding $300 billion as it has for the last many number of years. I don't think we'll see much of a change at all, despite lots of rosy predictions about America's economic return. The middle class still, in my mind, rules this election. What's happened to them, from people from all walks of life, all backgrounds, I think is going to dominate both with Hillary and with the Republican nominee.
Susan.
So if a three-way race is good news for Hillary, this would be very bad news for Hillary, and that is a recession in 2016. Our recovery already, while it hasn't felt like much of a recovery for a lot of Americans, is what economists call mature, third longest recovery since World War II. Possible we'll see a downturn, and that would be devastating for the candidate of the party that now holds the White House, and that would be the Democrats.
Okay. So you give us in the last, and you take us away in this one. Michael, are you equally bearish on the economy?
I am. I think it's going to also be a terrible year for America's fraudulent monetary policy. You just saw the Fed raise interest rates. They say that they're going to raise the interest rates 4 times by a quarter of a point in 2016. What the opiate of ultra-low interest rates have done for the last couple of years is it's pushed forward consumer spending, it's delayed business failure. Both of those things are going to reverse. I think it's quite likely you have a recession. In order to preserve the chance of a Hillary presidency, to preserve the facade of Keynesian monetary policy working, you're going to have the Fed back off of those monetary policy, those interest rates. The Federal Reserve rate will more likely be closer to 0 than their target of 1.375%.
Kirsten, give us some good news.
Some good news. Yeah, we're on track. The economy is on track to reach full employment in 2016, which would be the point to which everybody who wants to be working would be working.
And what would that be as a number?
It's a 5% unemployment rate and a 9% underemployment rate.
So what are they missing that you see?
I don't know. I guess I'm just more optimistic. But this is generally agreed among most economists, and this is something that hasn't happened in a decade. So it's actually a very key marker in terms of the strength of the economy.
And you think the recovery continues through 2016?
I think. Yeah, I'm only supposed to make one prediction. Like, really, I could do a whole economy. I mean, I feel very sure about this, about full employment. We have to see the other issues in the economy, but I think the economy is fundamentally turning around.
Okay, sports, Laura.
Alabama will win the national championship on January 11th in Phoenix. It's going to be a great night. And in sports, I'm from Connecticut. UConn women's basketball will once again win the NCAA women's championship.
Well, I got to say, once again, because they've won it 3 years in a row and 10 out of the last 20, so I'm not sure I can give you a high mark.
I don't care. I'm from Connecticut, and my mother was a Bear Bryant fan. Alabama's going to win the national championship, but I got to stick with my UConn Huskies.
UConn women.
Yes.
Susan.
So if a recession is bad for Hillary Clinton, here's a sporting event that would be good for Hillary Clinton.
Boy, I'm getting whiplash from these.
Which is the Chicago Cubs, the first time in 107 years, wins the World Series. She has been a fan of the Cubs since she was a child. This would happen just days before the election.
Now, I have to say I somewhat share Michael's skepticism on this, because I think when she moved to New York, suddenly she was a Mets or a Yankees fan.
Exactly.
But she never gave up being a Cubs fan. As she will tell you, I'm sure, when they win the World Series.
Michael.
The Cubs should stick to a more realistic goal, like winning a playoff game versus the Mets. There's not a single player who deserves a World Series ring more than David Wright. Michael Conforto is going to emerge as a force from both sides of the plate. The Mets pitching staff is phenomenal. Noah Syndergaard, with his 95-mile-an-hour fastball, is going to capture the hearts of New Yorkers. The New York Mets will win the 2016 World Series.
And for those of you who don't live in New York, those were all Mets players who you'd never heard of before. I always enjoy this because Kirsten doesn't know and doesn't care about sports, and we always make her come up with one. Go ahead.
Well, if you have any issues with this, you can take it up with Steve Hayes, because he told me this. The Washington Capitals will win the Stanley Cup.
Oh, nice.
And can you name 2 players on the Capitals?
You're not allowed to have follow-up questions.
Can you name 1 player on the Capitals?
Call Steve.
What?
Call Steve.
Call Steve? I thought it was a Russian name. Okay. Entertainment, Laura.
Hamilton is going to dominate the Tony Awards. It's going to continue to be the most talked about play on Broadway in probably a couple decades, and everyone should go out and see it.
I have to tell you, as somebody who was lucky enough to go see it, it is fabulous. If you to go to a musical and hear them singing about writing the Federalist Papers, it's pretty darn special. Susan?
Hamilton was incredible. Here's a film that's going to get nominated and I hope win Best Picture in the Oscars, and that's Spotlight. It is the best movie I've ever seen about how reporters actually do their jobs, why it matters, the difference it can make in holding the powerful to account when you have a community newspaper, a local newspaper, in this case the Boston Globe, doing the job that journalists are supposed to do.
And this was the Boston Globe basically finding out and uncovering what the Roman Archdiocese had done to protect priests who abused children.
And led to revelations across the globe of similar scandals.
Michael.
Hollywood's big blockbuster of the spring is Batman versus Superman, and the premise is that that Batman goes from Gotham to Metropolis to act as a check on the ultimate power of the Caped Crusader.
How do you know this?
I read it on Wikipedia.
Oh, okay. Well,
the only catch is that it's laughable to think that Superman is going to be intimidated by Ben Affleck, especially coming off of the Christopher Nolan and the Christopher Nolan and the Christian Bale Batman. It's going to be fundamentally unserious. Ben Affleck will go down as Hollywood's worst Batman.
Okay. Kirsten.
So a movie called 13 Hours by Michael Bay is coming out. It's about the Benghazi attack on 9/11, and it's a terrific movie, but it's also very fair. It's very even-handed, and I think a pretty true telling to what happened in Benghazi.
This is about the CIA operators at the annex who were prevented or delayed in getting to the consulate.
Exactly, and it has. I think it's not overly political. It takes a pretty light touch. That said, because I think it very accurately portrays things, it's going to become the recipient of a smear campaign by people on the left who are going to try to.
And just before Iowa and New Hampshire coming out this month. All right, panel, we have to step aside again, but when we come.